Hi, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. This is the team selection video for match day 2 for the World Cup fantasy game. So, welcome back, everyone. Feels like we haven't done a stream in a while, but some of the matches have just finished. Portugal actually have just finished their game against Ghana in an interesting game, 3-2. Very good game, entertaining to watch. And one more game left for match day 1, I think, for Brazil, who kick off in about an hour. And then we will discuss that as well in the knee-jerk stream later today. But how you doing, Jordan? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. Very interesting World Cup we're having. Quite different to the normal cliche when we normally do review.
Yeah, a very interesting World Cup. Are you enjoying the football then? You enjoy the matches, the ones you've got to watch, many?
Some, not all of them, unfortunately, just because of the times that they've been put on. But the ones I have watched have been all right, I guess. There has been a few 0-0s here and there, and a bit dull for some teams, especially, and some surprises from others.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, let's get into it then. Let's talk about the teams that we've decided to pick for our match day 2. Obviously, because match day 2 starts tomorrow. Very quick turnaround. So obviously we thought we would get the video out for you guys, but yeah, let's bring it up. And yeah, this is my team, guys. For match day 2. So I am playing my wild card. For those that didn't know, I'm gonna play the wild card, and this is what I'm probably gonna go for, something like this. So in goal, I've got Noppert, the goalie for Netherlands, who's got a decent fixture against Ecuador. So he's going to be my goalie, who's quite cheap as well. And they kept the clean sheet in match day 1. So hopefully that he can do it again in that Ecuador fixture. Back 3, I've gone with Dumfries, Pavard, and Luke Shaw. Where do I begin? So with Dumfries, he did get the clean sheet as well in match day 1. Hopefully he can, as I said, do it again against Ecuador. He does like to get forward, I think, as well. So can he get an attacking return in that game? We'll see. Ecuador did end up winning, didn't they, in the opening game against Qatar, keeping a clean sheet as well, I think, didn't they?
Yes, surprisingly.
So, yeah, there you go. So Dumfries stays in my team just because I think he can keep another clean sheet in that Ecuador fixture. I've got Pavard in there. He was in my team for match day 1 as well. France did concede, didn't they? Obviously, he lost the clean sheet, but they've got Denmark next. Denmark didn't look too great in that first opening game, so maybe Pavard can get me a clean sheet with France. So France looking quite good as well. So I'm just gonna keep him, I think. Moving on to Luke Shaw, who I've gone with. Luke Shaw did get an assist, I think, for one of the goals. England also did keep a clean sheet. Sorry, did they?
No, they just conceded 2 goals.
Yeah, sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, my point was Luke Shaw got the assist, and England, I feel like, could have got a clean sheet in that game because I thought they played quite well. England, obviously, we know how the game went. It was unfortunate that England conceded, but Luke Shaw, we know what he does for England. He likes to get up that left-hand side, put balls into Harry Kane, to Bellingham, etc. And I'm going to keep Shaw. I think at the price is pretty nice, and USA is a good fixture for him, and hopefully he can get me another assist in that game in the match day 2, which is tomorrow, which has come around very quick. England do play tomorrow, I believe, around 7 p.m. UK time. So we'll definitely be watching that. Moving on to the midfield 4, I've gone with Bergwijn. Bergwijn's in the team because I think I wanted another Holland player in there. They've got Ecuador, and mainly because of the price tag, and around 7 million he is, so it's decent. I don't think he had a great game in that match day 1. I think Gakpo could be another shout if you want Gakpo instead of Bergwijn, but I think Bergwijn is a decent pick, and at that price, I'm just happy to hold him because I didn't really know who else to go for. So I think Holland look okay, and hopefully he can get me something. He's playing up front, so he's listed as a midfielder in the game, but because he's playing up front, he's more likely to get chances in that Ecuador fixture. I've also gone with Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think Kevin De Bruyne had a good game in match day one. I think personally, but he's got Morocco coming up next. I think it's one of those games where you've got to play De Bruyne, and hopefully he can get something in that game as he's a bit of a premium. Belgium weren't that convincing. I think they won 1-0 in the end. Um, and yeah, we'll see what happens. De Bruyne actually came out because De Bruyne won the Man of the Match award for that game, but he came out and said, I don't know why I got the Man of the Match award. I wasn't great. So yeah, we'll see with Belgium. I'm not confident on Belgium, if I'm being honest. I'm not too confident in their team and the chances of going to find the tournament. But against Morocco, you hopefully De Bruyne could do the job. Di Maria is another one I've put in my team. I think we know what happened with Argentina losing to Saudi in match day one, which was a big shock to all of us. But Di Maria, he's one of the main men for Argentina still, and I believe Argentina will bounce back. I mean, they have to bounce back, or they are in big trouble. So I've kept Di Maria in there, and I believe Argentina should get back to winning ways. I've also included Saka in my team against USA. Saka coming fresh off a 15-point haul with 2 goals against in match day one against Iran. And yeah, Saka he's going to play again. We know he's going to play after that, the way he performed in the first game. So Saka against USA in that right hand side, he could be a problem. And I'm happy to go with Saka just because I think he can add a couple more goals to his tally. And he's having a brilliant start to the tournament so far. And hopefully he can carry on ticking along. And as on a wild card, I think I want to go for another England player. So Saka comes into my midfield. Moving on to the front three, I've gone with Neymar. Neymar is yet to play in match day one. They are playing in about an hour's time. So we'll wait and see what Brazil perform like. But I'm probably going to have Neymar again for match day 2 against Switzerland. Obviously, unless he gets injured or anything. But Neymar is coming into my wildcard team, and he's got a nice fixture against Switzerland. So hopefully he could do the business. We haven't seen Brazil play yet, so I'm waiting to see if I could take a punt on another Brazilian player like a Richarlison, etc. But for me, Neymar is staying in. The other guy, Messi, we've got to talk about Messi. He did score a penalty in match day 1, but they did end up losing to Saudi Arabia, which came as a surprise, as I said already. But they've got Mexico next. Messi needs a big performance in that match. Argentina need a big performance because the way that game went in match day 1, it shocked Argentina, and they need to bounce back quickly. And I expect Messi to put in a performance against Mexico, and I think we've got to go with Messi again. So yeah, Messi will be in my team heading into match day 2. And then to complete the front three is Giroud. Now, annoyingly, Giroud did score 2 goals in match day 1. For those that watched the deadline stream, I did mention Giroud a few times. I was tempted in getting Giroud for match day 1. I didn't go there because I ended up bringing in, I think it was Harry Kane who I had instead of Giroud. But Giroud goes and scores 2 goals in the first game, and now I think is the time where I'm going to bring him in against Denmark. We know Giroud is going to play up front. He's linking up nicely with Mbappe, and he looks like a good threat up top. So Giroud comes into my team against Denmark, and hopefully he can carry on scoring and maybe become the French top scorer, because he is tied with Thierry Henry at the moment. So we'll see with Giroud if he can carry on this form. But he's probably going to be in my team as well for that game against Denmark. Moving on to the bench, I've got Rocher, who's got Portugal, Sosa, Kazri, and Sabali. I'm probably going to play some of them. I'll have to see the dates with the fixtures, who plays first. So I've not looked into that yet, but Sabali could start for me because I believe he plays earlier during the match day. So we'll have to see. But yeah, that is the current team, guys. I am playing the wild card, and I've also got 1 million in the bank. So we'll see how it goes. That's what I'm probably going to go with for match day 2. And yeah, let's move on anyway to your team, Jordan. Talk us through your team for match day 2 and how you're going to line up, assuming you're playing the wild card as well.
Yes, that is correct. I am also playing the wild card booster for match day 2, and this is what it looks like. What I've gone with. So we start with the goalkeeper is the Wales goalkeeper, and they have Iran. Now it was a bit uncertain who the starting goalkeeper for Wales was, as I did initially pick the what's his name? I can't think of his
Which one
name.
did you pick? Ward, did you?
That's the one there, Danny Ward,
Yeah.
as a starting goalkeeper, which he wasn't. It was actually Hennessy that was starting in that game. So I have gone with Hennessy this time instead of Ward, who's got Iran, who did lose 6-2 to England, Iran, and I think Wales can potentially keep a clean sheet against Iran. They looked pretty not great in that England game that they had, and yeah, as a second choice for goalkeeper, because my main one is obviously Allison. I think Hennessy could be a good one just to see what happens with Wales in that game. I'm lined up with a back four in my wild card, and the first defender is the Spanish player Jordi Alba, who has Germany. Now, in the Germany game, it looked quite lacking in terms of, well, it was shocking that they lost as well to Japan 2-1. So it was a massive defeat by Germany, and because of that as well, I think Germany are looking a bit vulnerable. And on the other hand, Spain, with a record of 7-0 in their first match day one fixture, uh, pretty much, I think, surprised a few people, including me. I was quite surprised. I didn't think Spain would score 7 goals in their first match day one fixture at all. But they did look structurally sound in all aspects of the team, from defence, midfield, attack. It was all melded together and was a working machine. So this is why I brought in Jordi Alba. He did get an assist as well in that game. So, and he did come off at the, I think, 64 minutes. But I think that's just because of the score line. I think he'd be rested for the next game, obviously. And yeah, Jordi Alba was my first pick because obviously Spain look pretty
Hmm.
good and dangerous in this World
Yep.
Cup. My next pick is Sabali, who's got Qatar. He is the Senegal defender, who do not know who he is. And yeah, Qatar in the first opening ceremonial match didn't look really that great at all, losing 2-0 to Ecuador. Um, I think they are a fixture to target, Qatar, as they didn't look great at all in their first fixture. And with Senegal next, I do think they can keep a clean sheet. I don't really see Qatar scoring at any point in that game against Senegal. It'd be quite tough for them. And I think they can hold on Senegal for a clean sheet. And I think Zabali is really cheap as well. I think he's 4.5 million defender, so he does save a bit of money in the budget, and he is a different player to go for as well. Not many people will consider going for Sabali, but yeah, because of that fixture, and it might be good for a clean sheet there. My next defender is Kieran Trippier. He isn't unchanged. I did have him match day one. I think he scored like 1 point. It was a shame that England did concede 2 goals against Iran, because the way the match was going, it looked like they were going to keep a clean sheet. But unfortunately, they didn't, and Trippier only got 1 point from that game. I was expecting an assist at least from Trippier, just the way the game was so open. But with the next fixture up, which is the USA, I'm going to hold on to Trippier and give him a second chance to see if England can defensively hold up against USA, who haven't had the greatest record of matches apart from the one they just played, which against Wales, which was the best I've seen them play. If I'm honest, I have not seen USA play that well in a long time. So it'll be interesting to see whether England keep a clean sheet against USA, but I'm willing to give Trippier another go. My final defender is Cancelo, and he's got Uruguay. Um, this potentially might change because of obviously the match that just happened. Portugal did win 3-2, but in terms of defense for Portugal, it's not quite there yet. It's quite missing and open and vulnerable. So potentially Cancelo may be a swap for someone else, but for the wild card's sake, he is in it for now. Just because of his attacking threat, also he plays a very high line in the Portuguese team. It's the same, similar to where he plays in Man City, very high line as a defender. But yeah, he is a good pick if you're if you're liking that attacking defensive role for Cancelo. Moving on to the midfield, I am playing three, and the first one is Saka, who's got USA. I'm quite annoyed at this because I did originally have Saka in my Matchday 1 team selection, but I did swap him out for another player. He did get 15 points in Matchday 1 with 2 assists and 1 goal, I believe, in that game against
2 goals.
oh, 2 goals, sorry,
Yeah.
in that game against Iran. So he had an amazing game in that match. Pretty much a star player in England's squad. He looked very sharp. And this probably doesn't take much on reasoning and explanation to why Saka is in the wildcard team. He seems he's going to have a great World Cup, despite what happened in the last one. Sorry, in the Euros. He certainly bounced back. He's looking great, and I do believe he will do well against USA. My second midfielder pick is Di Maria, who's got Mexico. I think this is a shock to everyone in in terms of how many shocks we've had in the World Cup so far. Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia. I feel like it was an unlucky game for Argentina on the other hand as well. They did have 3 goals which were disallowed in that game and 10 offsides as well. So it could have gone a different way in that game, obviously, but it didn't. And Saudi Arabia did win. But I'm willing to give Di Maria another chance also against Mexico to see how Argentina respond to their defeat against Saudi Arabia. I do believe they'll bounce back. They'll want to at least qualify for this group or at least win it as well. I do think there's some obviously dedication, motivation to win the next fixture, as it is a vital importance that Argentina do get through the group stage. Otherwise, it may look a bit embarrassing for them. My next midfielder is Bruno Fernandes, Portuguese midfielder, who's also got Uruguay. Watching him play this evening, outstanding. He is what I brought him in for. He's a tactician who provides opportunities for the forwards positions like Ronaldo, João Felix, and whatnot. Getting 2 assists as well this evening, Fernandes, and I do believe he is a good pick. Despite the way Portugal were playing in the first half, they did have a great second half, bouncing back. And Bruno Fernandes is I like the way he plays in terms of providing opportunities and the balls he provides for the attacking players like Ronaldo, for example. So yeah, he is my third midfielder spot that I've picked. So moving on to the front three, we got Giroud, as this is an obvious pick, I think. Seeing France obviously win 4-1 in that game, Giroud was the main architect in that game, scoring 2 goals against Australia, and because of Benzema out of the World Cup, and therefore Giroud has his place in that position. He is looking great so far this World Cup, getting 2 goals already, and with Denmark next, may be a bit more tougher for France, but the way they played against Australia, I don't see why Giroud can't get another goal in that game potentially. France do look dangerous this World Cup, and there isn't many teams that have looked dangerous. My next selected pick is Messi, who has Mexico. I'm not going to doubt whether Messi is a pick or not. It's just because, well, it's Messi. Going without Messi is probably the wrong choice, I would say, in my opinion, just because he is a goal scorer despite how Argentina did play, scoring obviously a penalty in the 10th minute. And I'll say he didn't look great in that game, if I'm honest, but then again, he is still a great player to have in your team. Despite that, I mean, he might have one bad game, but then bounce back in the next. And with Mexico next, he can easily do that against them. So, yeah, he is my second choice. My third final pick in my starting 11 is Ronaldo, who has Uruguay. And this evening, he did score a penalty, and he had one disallowed goal as well in that game, and potentially could have had another penalty from a foul that was committed on him in the penalty box. But he did manage to get one penalty from that game and scoring a goal. He had quite a few chances this evening against Ghana. He looked pretty good in terms of form. So he is my third and final pick as a forward position. And yeah, I think he could do well against Uruguay, who didn't look great at all. And I feel like Portugal will um, probably dominate that game like they did against Ghana. So that is my starting 11 wild card team. I'll just talk about my team bench. So I've got Allison, who's got Switzerland. Um, again, we haven't seen how Brazil play, but I've just put Allison there just for the sake of he's obviously going to be a starter for Brazil, and for clean sheet wise, it is a different player that I haven't got who's from Brazil either. Um, my midfielder is DePaul, who's got Mexico. Again, he didn't have a great game against Saudi Arabia, but he is a second pick on the midfield. If in doubt, anyone else has a bad game or blanks. My next midfielder is Al Malki. He didn't play in the Saudi Arabia game, unfortunately, so he might potentially be a swap. He's definitely not 100% player that I would have in my wild card, but he does have Holden nonetheless, and yeah, he's probably going to be a swap in my wildcard team, but for now, he's just a budget saving option. My final player on the team bench is Sosa, the Croatian defender who's got Canada. I think Croatia have a good fixture as well, potentially a clean sheet there. So, in case someone in my starting 11 doesn't do well, again, Sosa could come on for whoever has a bad game. So, he's there just in case. So that's pretty much my team. I have 0.5 in the bank. Obviously, the 2 transfers doesn't really matter because I'm wildcarding. And yeah, that is my match day 2 team.
Okay, nice to see. That is your match day 2 team. But yeah, we're gonna take a few comments now as well. Before we before we wrap it up. But we will be back again for those that don't know later today around 9:30 for the knee jerk live reaction stream. Alex says Bruno and Ronaldo have come in clutch for me. Denmark is a very tough game. And you're really going with Alba and Cancelo. I think that's to you, Jordan, because of their fixtures.
Yeah, I mean, Germany and Uruguay, they didn't look great at all, if I'm honest. I mean, on the other hand, you've seen Portugal winning 3-2 against Ghana, and then obviously you see Spain winning 7-0 in their fixture. So I'm pretty much going on the form of countries at this moment in time. Unless I see something, well, we'll see something different in match day 2. That's probably who I'm going to go for, Alex.
Fair enough. Brian says, "Hi lads, Ghana were robbed." I think he means assuming on that penalty. Points. So guys, just ignore the ranks. The ranks on the screen are not accurate. Well, my one isn't, because my rank is closer to around 100k or somewhere around 100k. But yeah, the ranks, they're not updated. We are going to be back again for another stream at 9:30 to react to match day 1. So do join, and we'll talk about ranks and points at 9:30, in UK time, soon as Brazil's match has finished. So we'll be back again for another stream today, 9:30. Turn notification bells on so you don't miss that. Chief says graphics look great, guys. Thank you, Chief. I really appreciate your kind words. A lot of hard work from Jordan, so he probably appreciates that as well.
Yes, thank you very much, Chief.
Alex, Amalki played 90 minutes. He has 0 points, got a yellow card.
Oh, I assumed he didn't play when he got 0. But yeah, thanks for letting me know, Alex. I didn't see the game, so I wasn't sure.
Elohim says, when can I activate my wild card? I think you can activate it straight after Brazil's match finishes, I believe. Right? Is that correct, Jordan?
It's either that or it's at midnight because
in 6 hours. So there is a timer. So 6 hours and 33 minutes. So midnight. Yeah, you're correct.
Oh, actually, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So after you'll have to wait until midnight, 1 in the morning, before you can activate the wild card.
That's very silly. That is.
Yeah, I'm just looking on the website right now, and it says 6 hours and 33 minutes before you can change your team.
That's crazy because we have to change the team before Matchday 2 fixtures begin, and that's tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
That's
that's
oh
how it
my
works.
goodness me.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts, guys, about the website. It's a bit strange, but anyway, that's another topic. But yeah, those are our team selection. Both our teams for match day 2. That's who we're playing, and we are going to be back again for another stream, as we mentioned, at 9:30, and that one's going to be a longer stream where we react to all the games from match day 1. A lot to discuss because it's been a crazy shock results as well, and we'll show you guys how our teams have performed. Alex Mitchell, Spain to win the World Cup. What do you think, Jordan?
I mean, yeah, they have a chance. There hasn't been many dangerous countries that have done well so far. So Spain being, I'll say, the most dangerous, judging by the score from that game that they played against. Yeah, I could say they have an even chance to win it.
Yeah, with me, I think Spain, obviously, they've looked the best so far. If we're taking match day 1 into account, probably obviously 7-0. But I want to see them against some tougher opposition. I know who did they play? It's not the hardest opponent. So maybe when they come against the likes of the Brazils, etc., we'll see if they get tested a bit more. But they have looked good so far, and you can only go by what you've seen. But I do think there's obviously a lot more tougher teams to come for Spain. Currently on 60 with Neymar to play, but kind of want him to blank as he will be heavily captained. Haha. Yeah, I mean, I've got Neymar to play as well, so
yeah,
definitely going to be waiting and seeing how that goes.
Yeah, it shall be interesting. Who actually starts in the Brazil team as well with Neymar?
I think Richarlison's starting. There's no Jesus. I think the lineups are out, aren't they? Yeah, the lineups are out. So let me just see the lineup very quickly. Danilo, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, Alexandro, Casemiro, Paqueta, Vinicius Jr., Neymar, Rafinha, Richarlison, with Alisson in goal. So Brazil look like a strong unit. I mean, the team looks pretty good, and they've got a nice bench as well. A lot of options: Martinelli, Jesus, etc. So Anthony as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to that Brazil game because Brazil are heavy favourites for this tournament. We'll have to see how they perform. Brazil-Spain will be an amazing game. For some reason, it seems like they never play each other. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up here very quickly. This stream wasn't going to be too long. It was just the team selection for match day 2. I'm going to take that off the screen. And yeah, I just want to add, guys, we will be back again for another stream for reaction, knee-jerk live reaction to match day 1 fixtures, where we will react to all the games throughout the week and talk about the points and our rank as well. But for now, that has been it, guys. The team selection for match day 2. Also, please do drop a like if you haven't already. It really helps the channel. If you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel as well. And as always, guys, yeah, see you guys later today, tonight. And yeah, hopefully everyone enjoys the Brazil match, which is on around half an hour till Brazil kick off. So we're going to be watching that, and then we'll be live straight after the Brazil game. But yeah, just want to say thank you for everyone that watched. And if you haven't, please do like the stream. Anything else you'd like to add, Jordan?
Just enjoyed the Brazilian match, obviously, and obviously see you very soon after that game is finished. So take care.
Yeah, guys, take care and see you soon. Peace out.